Hi, my name is Rich. I use the he, him pronouns, and you're watching my YouTube channel where we play awesome tabletop role-playing games together. This is part of Intercontinental Group of Awesome, so called because some of the players are in Europe, others are in the Americas. We get together on Sundays and play games together, mostly indie, small press, and sometimes story gamey stuff together. We're currently playing a campaign of Power Beyond Doubt, which is a Powered by the Apocalypse or Apocalypse Engine game about adult superheroes with adult problems. And it's been pretty fun. We made up a city that we used the look of Miami, but renamed it Atlantica City. In my head canon, and probably yours, it was Miami, but then things happened. Aliens found out about Cape Canaveral, came to the United States and said, "Oh, you guys have space travel. Here we are." And the Atlantica City was formed to be a bit of a welcoming center for different alien species. Oh, and also when the aliens came, the folks, the nations of Atlantis rose up and said, "Hey, by the way, we're here." And so we have this triumvirate of various folks, the regular old humans, Atlanteans, and aliens, all in this big soup in America. And Atlantica City is where most of the things are taking place. In last session, the team, the unnamed team, the team of B-side irregulars took on from the deep, a risen Titanic robo that had been defeated long ago by a training team from Shepherd Academy, who now have graduated and call themselves Next Level, as well as the young Miguel, now who we know as Oscuro. You defeated the Titanic robo with your other teammate, Blue Orchid, but for some reason, Shinnok was not there. We'll find out where Shinnok was very soon. And after defeating Titanic Robo, the lot of you went to group therapy. Sans Blue Orchid, who fell on the sword of PR and stayed behind to speak to the media about the big fight that had taken place. After some time relating with each other at group therapy, which is a bar, not the activity. There's both, but you were specifically at group therapy. You headed back to, I believe you were at Oscuro's gym to do some training when you, number one, got a text. Oscuro got a text from an old friend named Flamingo, who is a member of Next Level and seemed to have recognized Miguel's participation in taking out the Titanic robo. And then Blossom got a very disturbing call from her grandmother, checking on her and voluntarily telling her, yes, you may spend the night with your friend, and there is no problems at home. Don't come home. Everything's fine here. So immediately everyone rushed to check out what was going on with Nana, only to find a robot cop, cyber policeman named Officer Sanction, who was in the process of escorting her downtown. There was a brief conversation. Maybe, Alex, if you want to remind us, what took place when Blossom realized the enormity of the situation and your good friend Maxwell was urging everyone to talk this out. What was it that, Alex, that Blossom did?
She took a dagger and just plunged it into his heart. She basically rejected the reason and calm and compassion of Maxwell and said, you know, I don't need you. I need her. You're not required, basically. And yeah.
Yes. And then Maxwell, sorely defeated by who he thought was his friend, who understood the value of friendship and talking things out, and a level, cool head, Hearn burst forth and sprung the trap, as Officer Sanction seemed perfectly okay with not dealing with Nana anymore, as he turned and jabbed an accusing finger at Herd the Hunter, saying, "You are under arrest for the murder of Jay Cornett." And that is where we ended our last session. So we're many sessions into the game. I'm interested in jumping into things. So if you want to know who these characters are, our names are at the bottom and the character names are as well. Hopefully that will help you. We'll try to handhold you if you're first time, but I assume you're here because maybe you've been here before. I really want to jump into, where has Shinnok been? Where is Shinnok, the wonderful fox-themed, has her own backup Chihuahua bark as an announcement?
It's just how hot I am.
It's
Dogs
super,
want me, women want to be me.
it's the most random thing. He's upstairs. There's nothing threatening him. He just decided. Wife's taking care of it. Yeah, he's all riled up about something. It's okay, guys. It's really dangerous. I'm sure that we'll thank him later. So we pick up, and again, 2-page spread, right? So we have the thing where we have the circles with the characters' names, and it's one of those like cutouts from previous cool panels. Boom, 2-page spread, and we see the Atlantica City Convention Center, the main hall, and we see these like streamers, and there are numbers for each of the long aisles, and there are all of these booths set up. Now, what are some of the things that we see in these booths, Jen?
Oh goodness. Well, let's see. One booth, let's say we're moving a camera around and taking snapshots for panels, right? So in one shot, you have this area that is, a long table, and arranged around it are back-to-back monitors with these video game controllers on arms, right? So that the controllers are always at standing player height, more or less, and they can be, wiggled around, but they can't walk away. It's the most important thing, really. And people are playing at each of these different stations. There are maybe 4 to a table, right? And an array of tables, and one person in like a polo shirt and slacks and a handful of some kind of ad bill, right? Trying to wave people into the booth, and a line into the aisle. Go off to another booth, and it's somebody who has bought a very small booth. There's a table in front of them, and it's like the world around them is just Funko Pops, right? Precariously balanced and leaning gently in towards him, threatening to fall.
Nice.
And then, we go to another booth, and it's this elaborately built piece of set, right? Like a scene from your favorite video game, just rendered in painted styrofoam that looks like the real thing. And you can get your photo taken there. Swing a bit farther away, and there's a queuing corral set up, and like a couple of tables where some kind of dubiously famous people are sitting and like doing autographs and things like
yes.
that. Gosh, what other kind of booth thing? do I have in mind? I think that's it. I think that's all the boothing.
Nice. And we see that there's this huge, it's PAX Aqua. It's the new PAX show that's set up in Atlantica City. And then we come down and there's a booth set up for a brand new educational game, Dora the Explorer. There's some kind of like rollout map using brand new alien technology where you can play. And several panels are built on people coming in and trying out the maps. And there's a person dressed as Dora, looks a little bit like Isabelle Marcade from the Dora the Explorer movie, but you know, just different enough. And then the next thing we see, 2 panels, is Swiper, someone wearing the gigantic head of Swiper, the fox. Swiper, no swiping. And they are like right outside of the main part of the booth in the traffic of people going by wearing various quasi superhero costumes and other themed gear, handing out slips of paper for the booth. And a kid comes up and grabs your hand, Theo, and says, "Can I take a picture with you?" And that's when we realize that Theo is dressed as Swiper from the Dora the Explorer video game booth. What do you do?
I mean, I've been working this booth for a little bit. And I think that I've learned how to maneuver in the suit well enough. I probably have this job because I'm the correct height for this suit. But I am trying my best to like bring in the couple of miming classes that I've taken. But yeah, a child grabs my hand and wants to take my picture, and I'll like get down on one knee and nod my head.
Nice. And there's a kind of chubby late 40s dad, and he has his phone up and he's like trying to take a picture, and he goes, oh, can you pretend to like steal her, you know, pretend to steal out of her backpack? And she's got a Dora themed backpack.
Mm-hmm. And I'll like slip one of the little handbills into the into the, you know, top pouch of the backpack, and you know, make it look like I'm stealing it.
Nice. He takes a couple snaps and she giggles and then slaps at your hand and screams, "Swiper, no swiping." And he tries to hastily take some action shots.
Like cover the mascot eyes.
And then you deliver the line, "Oh man." And then we see this scene without any dialogue continue for the next 2 pages as more and more people move through things. The art, like things seem to get a little more ragged as the day drags on. And then finally it's dark outside. And there's a point when finally you can take off your mask, when they've cleared the place and people are just kind of hanging out, sipping drinks. And Theo, you finally get back to your phone and you see an array of texts from various team members.
I've sacrificed my changing into it shirt to douse it with water, and I'm just like, I leave the wet shirt on most of my face and scroll through my messages. Oh no.
And then there's one from Blue Orchid. He's taking a selfie near the head and it says, "It's all good, don't worry."
I'll text Blue Orchid back and be like, "Great job.
Thanks. I talked everybody up, and I think it was good for everybody. We worked together. Missed you. Hope you're okay."
Yeah, I was just working, no phone all day.
Oh, okay. They went out to a bar. I stayed behind.
Aw,
I'm not legal. It's okay. I didn't want to make them uncomfortable.
well, you're allowed in bars. You just can't drink the alcohol.
Somebody had to talk to the media. It all worked out.
You're a real sport, Blue Orchid. Thanks for keeping me in the loop about this stuff.
No problem. It was called group therapy. I think it's a joke.
It's definitely a joke. I'll wander that way. Great work, and thank you for chatting with the media. I guess we've really made it now that we fought a giant robot.
It's like top 5 reasons. I think it's on BuzzFeed. Top 5 reasons to get made or something.
Exactly.
I would totally buy a Shinnok action figure. They're not
What
dolls.
would my special action feature be?
Kung Fu grip. Obviously.
Old reliable. Swag. Have a good night. I'll be heading to the bar. Text me if you need me.
Okay. TTFN. So how is Theo traveling when you go by near enough to witness what is about to happen with at Nana's
group
house? Yeah.
Oh,
No, at Nana's house.
Oh, shoot. Honestly, but my motorcycle.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
You zip by your motorcycle, dip near Nana's because it's kind of sort of on the way, not too far out of the. It's comics geography. Don't at me. And you see the red and blue lights of some police cars, and then you see the very unmistakable Oscuro bus, and witness as there is some very large, almost 6.5 maybe foot tall, strapping, very impressive police person. He's in police uniform, but he has a silvered mask, and he is pointing, jabbing a finger at Hearn the Hunter. So what do you do, Shinnok, as you hear the words that ended our last session that he declares? He says, "For the murder of Jacob, you are under arrest, Hearn the Hunter."
Yeah, I will park. I will probably cross the street the wrong way a bit so that I can park closer than I otherwise would. And get off, and if I can't grab somebody else's eye in the milieu, in the situation, then I'll probably start recording.
Cool. Well, being slightly out of the eye of this hurricane, you get to see something, Theo. You see that there is a police cruiser that's just skimming along the ground. Like you remember Shield, old style Shield, like where the wheels would like kind of pop this way and it would speed like a speeder jet thing. There's one that just skims across, kind of comes around a corner, and you see 2 more of these guys in that cruiser. Like they're back up. They're trying to stay just out of sight to see if this goes down.
All right. Yeah, then I will approach closer.
Okay. So we cut to Hearn the Hunter, Blossom, and Oscuro as it's starting to rain outside now. It's dark. Your Nana, Blossom, she sees you. She's, "So, honey, go. Just go. What do you think you're doing?"
I think I was like striding very purposefully just slightly ahead of Hearn, and then that declaration and that kind of brings me to a stumbling stop, and I'm just turning, looking at her, and with my just, slack face, like, what? Surprise. What?
I think Hearn is looking across at this RoboCop as he says, "Mechanical creature, your laws do not apply to Hearn the Hunter."
And he reaches and pulls out 2 guns just so we can have this money shot right here. Bam! That is Officer Sanction. As he says, "If you will not comply, I am authorized to use force."
I think Hearn and just laughs at him. I do not comply. I think that may be the gist of what is occurring.
Yeah,
It seems like it. Yeah, it seems like you don't want to be arrested. Okay.
yeah. This is probably where I slide myself in. And Hearn's too tall for me to whisper into his ear. Which is
Skiro's like whisper height.
That's true. In fact, you know what? I like this cue. I'm going to take that direction. I'm going to whisper in Skiro's ear. There are 2 more of these cyber cops.
Oh, great. I
Just
will.
behind me this way.
Oh, fuck. That is not a character. Oh, fuck. And Oscar currently is playing on his guitar. He plays what's the name of that song? Rage Against the Machine. Killing in the Name of. Yeah.
Ooh.
I mean, he doesn't like cops. Well, okay then. Yeah. What do we do with that information? And I will ask you, can you stall them? See how this so we can see how this plays out. Maybe do something to the doors of their car or something.
I have an idea. I need a distraction.
With the car guys? I can distract them. Okay, I will direct my sprites, just turn around a little, direct the sprites at the car. And cars these days
Basically, all I need, what I'm asking for, is just to draw this out of character.
Mhm.
I need Theo to be visually obscured for a moment.
Oh, okay.
So that she can then use mimicry.
Nice.
Okay, I can just play a blast of a chord at this car over beyond yonder that we currently haven't seen, that will maybe do a little stuff to the electronics in there, and hopefully that will cause enough of distraction for you to use your mimicry.
Okay.
And also maybe disable the car a little. I don't know about that.
Awesome.
That's not the primary goal. The primary goal is just to create it. Make sure that that some eyes are on me, right? Because I mean, I'm a guy standing there. I'm in jeans and t-shirt. I'm just wearing the cowl. I'm wearing the cowl though, and the hood.
Is Oscuro on the bus or beside the bus?
Beside the bus. He's not on the bus. He doesn't seem. He didn't know how this would play out. So right now he's on the ground.
Awesome. Then I think what we'll do is let that be a helping out. Does that sound cool? So you're helping out with the mimicry that Theo/Shinnok's trying to do. So then you roll with team, which means if you have no team, you're just rolling flat.
Okay. See how that goes. Yeah. It's a 10.
Nice.
Wow. Wow.
What do you know? All right. On a 10+ with helping out, you get a 2+ to your roll, Theo/Shinnok, as you try to mimic. So what are you trying to mimic here?
Honestly, I just tried to use my ultimate decision-making device to help me with this. I'm torn between mimicking Hearn or mimicking one of the cyber cops. I'm
Hmm.
leaning towards cyber cops, honestly.
That's
Mhm.
yeah. I think cyber cops is a good
Yeah.
idea. You don't want to upstage
Hearn's an
a
original.
man Hearn.
Yeah.
Who could
yeah,
possibly be Hearnish?
clearly. And yeah, if I can get that to work, I'll try to, horn in on the Hearn collar.
No, alliterative now, a little rhyming. This is
Uh-huh.
good stuff. So it sounds like you're trying to trick someone
I think
with
that's
your
a,
mimicry power. Does it
Uh-huh.
feel right?
that feels right. And I get a +2.
And the goal here is to what? Send them off towards another direction? What do you want to do?
Honestly, I think that my main goal is to telegraph to Hearn that the police are more prepared to do violence to him than he maybe thinks, and
Okay.
to try to de-escalate things, which from the guise of a giant cyber cop isn't the easiest thing in the world. But there are harder options, and I'm not taking those.
Okay. You're taking the medium option. That sounds
I'm
good.
taking the medium option. So trick someone's a trust aligned thing. My trust is at a 2 right now. People love me.
Why do people trust you
Uh,
so much? It's great.
I know. And I get that bonus. But maximum effort says I can only roll with a +4.
Yep.
So here we go. All right. So I get an 11.
Wow. All right. On a 10 plus, you get to choose 2.
Yep. And also because my trust is at a 2, I believe that means that I'm overburdened.
Oh, that's right. You are overburdened on a hit. You must also choose 1.
Yep. So yeah, I'm going to choose 2, of course. That they buy into the trick. And that I don't need to improvise some concrete assurance in this moment.
Okay.
But I'm going to get followed up on. Darn. And on a hit, I must also choose 1. I'm going to choose tricking an additional target of the MC's choosing.
Oh, interesting. And the attempt to trick, and I want to make sure that I'm still going with what your intent was. You wanted to.
Honestly, maybe I think here's the delivery. Is that my sudden additional cyber cop rolls in and says, "Officer Sanction." The rest of the team is standing by. Just a typical dipshit giving it away kind of move. Some kind of eager
As
rookie
clumsy as he
thing.
is stupid.
Yep.
Awesome. Good stuff. And that works. So Hearn, you get that information. It's communicated to you. Oh, there are more of these guys lying in wait. A trap upon a trap, one might say, as they have backup. Clever girl. But someone else is tricked. I think Nana hears that and she screams out, "Blossom, honey, run away. There's even more of them." And she tries to struggle to get free from, remember, there were a couple of regular uniformed cops who Officer Sanction had not shoved, but handed her off to. And they get a little rough, pushing her into the back of their squad car.
I was kind of the feeling of that I betrayed Hearn / Maxwell kind of paused me for a moment, but at that I'm trying to walk forward, finger pointing out. You let go of Nana right now, and I'm I think as I approach, I like just shove a parked car out of the way, just so it slides a few feet to the right. Yeah,
Bounces a bit on its
not
shocks.
at anyone, but I think, and I'm trying. I'm not like attacking. I'm trying to just cow them with my monstrous form.
Awesome. Are you being
I'm
the
being
monster?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. This is all coming out perfectly. I'm such a fan of you guys.
Roll with power, which is currently 1. That's all right. Try not.
Yep. Your power is a 1.
A 9.
That is a 9er. Okay. On a 7 to 9, you get to choose 2 options. On a hit, they're thrown off and make themselves vulnerable to you, or they flee.
I have to use 2, don't I?
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm going to feel like more of a monster afterwards.
Ooh,
And
nice.
I hurt someone or break something that I shouldn't have.
Oh, yes. Okay. Here's Oscuro. Across the street from Blossom's house and Blossom and Nana's house is an across the street neighbor or neighbors. Is it a family? Is it a retired person? Give me like the general gist of the generally positive relationship across the street neighbors from Nana and Blossom, so that I can hurt one of them. Just
Oh yeah,
so you know.
please. Yeah, yes. There's a pensioner. He is. His name is Jackson Brown, and he has his granddaughter with him. And he usually, as we know, he's usually quite sweet on Nana, and she brings him casserole, and he kind of accepts it, even despite the fact that he's a dude, and right, and yeah, they have this thing going on. The granddaughter is, I think she's maybe 17 or 18. She's standing there and she's angry, right? There are cops.
Yeah, she's got her phone out. She's recording all of this. She said it a few
yes,
times.
Yes, I like that. Cool.
Nice. And that's when you shove the car, Blossom, and it scoots across and then just kind of whips at one point and clips her. And she goes flying back and slams into the chain link fence, and she's hurt. She's hurt. You're a monster. She's hurt. You monster. Those cops, they're not going to flee, but I think one of them, they release Nana. They're no longer trying to shove her in the back of their squad car. And one of them has pulled out his taser, and he's terrified at this point. But he's probably going to try to tase you. So that'll be fine.
As long as it's me, I probably deserve it. And
Sweet.
Yeah.
Right.
Officer Sanction is going to fire on you, Hearn, with one of his 2 guns.
Ooh, well, I am glad he's throwing the first punch.
He is indeed. So he squeezes the trigger, and you see this blue light, and what comes out is this electrified net. Comes out and expands very quickly. It's obviously some kind of alien tech that he's using. And it's going to entrap you. So I think it just does the thing. Like, yes, I get to shift one of Blossom's tracks. I think that it is going to be your trust, right? You just heard a neighbor. She's going to remember that. But less worried about the granddaughter than the grandfather, who's probably never going to forgive you. Okay. So thank you for that reminder. Hearn, this net comes around you. You feel the electric sting of it. It's weighted, but it's probably not enough to stop you. What do you do?
I think there's been the dialogue going on in Heard's head as Maxwell is realizing, what is the name of the person that died?
Oh, Jay Cornett.
And so I think as the net comes on, Maxwell's got Hearn enough to say, Jay Cornett. The mortal Jay Cornett was not killed by Hearn the Hunter. You assail me for no reason. Not going to make a difference in this, but I am at least stating the fact.
Absolutely. An excellent, truthful defense.
And I think I'm flat out just going to try and grab and rip this, what this thing is, just brute strength on ripping my way out of this net type thing.
Awesome. Then I would like to see you wield your powers with purpose to shift this situation. Roll with power. This is a confidence aligned move. So Hearn, your power is 1 and your confidence is 2. You're overburdened. You're overconfident.
I sure am. Let's see how I roll though. That is a 14.
Well, on a 10 plus, you get to choose 2. And when you're on overconfident, you must also choose 1 from that list. Do you see the move?
Yes.
Okay, fantastic.
I will neutralize the threat by ripping the thing holding me. Makes
Done.
sense.
Yep, it's gone.
And take hold of something vulnerable to you. Can, as I reach out, I grab what he shot me with and crunch it in my hand?
Heck yeah. Thank goodness he has 2 guns, but that one's gone.
Now I must also choose.
From overconfident, you must look impressive or frightened to the wrong people, deal heavy collateral damage, or miss something important.
Is that it?
Am I misreading from direct confrontation?
I thought you said wield your power.
Sorry, no, wield your powers. Wield your powers. No,
Okay.
You're right. The effect is more temporary or more permanent than you intended. Your powers affect something they shouldn't have. I apologize.
I think the powers affect something they shouldn't have.
Ooh, nice. Now let's take a look at your power set. It is.
There's a lot of it.
There is so much. Upgraded durability, strength, and speed. Blast beams, hunting spears of darkness that are kinetic energy absorption, super senses. Oh, that's so good and so powerful. What powers affect something they shouldn't have? Does anyone have an idea on Hearn's?
Suggest one thing. I mean, when you have like almost impervious skin, the danger of ricochet.
Ooh, I know what happens. Okay, let me check in with Oscuro here. Does the Oscuro bus like have air in his tires, or is it one of those like solid tires that you couldn't possibly flatten?
No, you can flatten the tires of the bus. You can destroy the whole bus if you want to.
I'm not going to
just a
destroy the
bus.
whole bus. I like the idea of it having a flat as a result of this.
Okay.
This interests me
Okay.
because it presents a future complication. So you crush the gun, and pieces of the shrapnel bounce off of the asphalt because you guys are like in the road there, and a piece of it hits the tire. We hear tss, we see the little onomatopoeia of the tss as we draw in a little bit of the air coming out of the back tire of the bus. Not obviously noticeable, but unless someone says, yeah, I notice it, that's totally cool with me. Blossom, you've terrified those cops. They've drawn their weapons, but after Oscuro, you used your sound sprites to give Shinnok an opening. These things are starting to happen right now. It's getting pretty intense. What are you doing, Oscuro?
So let me just, the mortal cops are currently.
The mortal cops were trying to arrest Nana. They took her to a regular squad
they are
car.
not going to do that. She is not. I mean, if they want to arrest her, I can see that kind of that they would try. Maybe her and some bad stuff. But Nana, no. She's an old woman. She's an old Black woman, and they are just bullying her, right?
They're not being nice. No, not at all.
No. No, I think what I want to do here is basically call back the sound sprites and just well, there's this guy with the taser who's looking at Blossom. I think she might be able to do that herself, but there's another guy with Soul of Nana, right? I think I don't use the sound sprites. I will just go over there, tap him on the shoulder, and tell him, "You're not gonna arrest this woman. Go home." And when he just tries to punch me, I will try to punch him back.
Okay,
Or
so is it
arrest me.
more important for you to? Are you trying? You're just trying to start a fight, or are you trying to?
I'm trying to start a fight. Oh yeah,
Okay.
I'm trying to start a
Okay,
fight.
rock
I'm
on.
not-
You totally do that. Sounds like a direct confrontation.
Yeah, I just wanna, I just wanna basically punch out the cop, because I mean, come on. I don't need my power. I don't need the sprites for that. I think I can do that by myself, maybe.
So you get to roll daring, which is 1, but unfortunately, this is a direct confrontation, which is confidence align. And at the moment, your confidence is a -2. So you're rolling -1.
Yeah, but if I made a promise and my confidence modifiers always counts positive when I engage in direct confrontation.
Oh, nice. There we go. Okay, so then you're rolling a +3 because of your newly purchased move.
Yep. It's a 9.
All right. On a 9 with direct confrontation, you get to choose 1. And I guess your base. So I'm going to check in with our GM here, our game designer.
Yeah. Am I overconfident?
With I made a promise. Does that, because Oscuro is rolling with a +2?
Oh, it says
they
if your
overconfident?
confidence is set -2, you must choose an overconfident item.
High fives to past me.
Well done.
Yes, smart past you. Good call.
Cool.
Well, I'm really glad you took care of that. That's awesome.
Okay. I have to choose one. Okay, I will choose one. Yeah, I think what I would like to do to take from them is their desire to be here. Basically, I mean, they're frightened already. And if they get punched a little, that might just be enough to that they will retreat and wait somewhere, because cops are good at retreating and waiting somewhere with their stinger.
Call for backup.
Going down.
Sure.
Yeah, but okay, I might have. Yeah, and see, the overconfident thing here is that I missed something important, and maybe that's the call for backup.
Yep. This guy releases. I'm sorry. I may have to take this phone call, but I'll step away for that. So he releases Nana. You clock him. He staggers off to the side against the beautiful white picket fence that Blossom helped paint long ago before she, turned, had that terrible accident. She and her Nana did that together. It was like a summer project they had when she was home from school. He leans into that a little bit, and then he takes off running, but you miss that he pulls out his walkie-talkie and he says, "We got a situation." He's freaking out, but he has definitely released Nana. And it's good.
I think that's good. She's mobile, right? Is she in handcuffs?
They had handcuffed her. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you know what? I say what they had handcuffed her, but I think they would have released, they'd undone one of the 2 handcuffs to put her into the squad car, so she has cuffs on one arm. I kind of like the symbology of that. So.
I would like to say, Mrs. Abibi, maybe you're better off if you wait in the bus.
Oh Lord, honey, y'all about to make me a fugitive from justice.
Oh, I'm sorry. We will clear this up.
I hadn't done anything wrong, and I'm about to now.
You don't
causing so much trouble. I mean, maybe it's good trouble, but God, I hope Blossom don't get hurt for this.
I don't. Well, I'll try to keep her safe, Miss Abibi, but it's easier if you're on the bus. And
then she notices
and I forgot
Jackson Brown's granddaughter, and she lets out a scream, and she's going to go over and try to help her.
Oh, right.
She is not going to the bus. She's going to try to help the girl who got clipped by a car.
Great.
So she'll kind of she'll do a wide berth. She's not want to get in the middle of the mess with all of that. But I think you took care of her. She is free at this moment. Oscuro, the 2 cops they're done at this point.
I think the one with the taser is still a boss's problem, right?
Yeah, he's that's
Mm.
true. He's not done for. You just don't have to worry about him because he's got a monster to deal with. Shinnok, you see that there is a regular uniformed policeman who has a taser trained on Blossom. You see that Officer Sanction has tried to apprehend Hearn, and Hearn has destroyed one of his weapons. What are you doing, Shinnok?
Well, when you're looking at a boiling pot, there's really not a whole lot you can do to change the water. So, but I do my best here because the guy who's pointing a taser at Blossom is about to make a tremendous mistake. And in my disguise as, an elite cyborg cop, I'll, put a giant mitt between Taser Cop and Blossom and say, you should let the A team handle that.
Ooh. Are you trying to persuade this person, even though they're trying to bravely face down the monster that is Blossom?
Yeah, I think so. Because I'm not doing any violence to him or anybody yet, and I'm overburdened, so this will go great.
Mm-hmm.
So this one is a humanity roll, and humanity's nice and flat. So I'm just rolling dice +2.
Mm-hmm.
It's an 8, respectable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank goodness you got that +2, right? On a 7 to
Mhm.
9, they'll need some concrete assurance, corroboration, or evidence first. I have an idea for that, but let's talk about that. Overburdened on a hit, your target makes you a touchstone of theirs.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
He
So
says,
this cop gets a name now. Oops.
yeah, I like it. Because we had not introduced them before, I am going to say that this is Officer Lisa Mara. And the guy who was scared by Oscuro and ran off is Officer Greenhaw. So yeah, Lisa Mara, she had that taser up, and Shinnok, you as Theo, right? Or are you Shinnok? Did you slip to Shinnok look? Or is Theo talking? Go away.
I am mimicking. I'm disguised as one of those.
Right.
Cyborg cops right now.
Is one of the AmeriCops.
So I think that at some point during this scene or in the future, perhaps this Officer Mara here makes the connection, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or we'll have that opportunity, or we'll just sort of have that sway over Theo and or Shinnok because I was overburdened right now. And
cool.
has
She says, I told Officer Sanction this was the wrong way to do this. You need to make sure nobody else gets hurt. And then she's gonna back off. Blossom, do you let her? Do you let her walk away?
There is something bigger between you and her that it's me and you don't know it, maybe is it's on me.
I mean, Nana went off to the side. I'm assuming you're kind of slightly in the way of that, my path to Nana. But
what do you want to do about it, Blossom?
It could be. I'll nod at Officer Mara and say, I'm going to try to de-escalate.
I think I kind of completely ignored the whole taser issue as soon as Nana was not, threatened with that, because I don't think a taser would do anything to Blossom at all. I think
same, but
it would be it would be a recap of the dart in the
right. Like if you noticed in this kind of mood, it would be bad to attract your attention, which is why I'm stepping in here.
It would be tapping me on the shoulder. when
Right.
I'm
Right. And just to
frustrated.
have somebody elbow back, be like, what?
Yeah.
Except that they're 9 feet tall and a giant high momentum plant monster.
Yeah.
But yeah. How are you doing?
I don't think I'm taking you into account that much because I need to get to Nana and then I need to apologize. So I'm just gonna push you out of the way slightly. I'm not trying to throw you anywhere, but
So you might not notice because your blood is up, or
yeah.
lymph, I suppose.
Mm.
But like you try to shoulder check me and like there's nothing there. Because I imagine that like Cybercop's shoulders are like this and Theo's shoulders are like this.
Okay, then my hand just smashes
And I just
the
get out of
lights
your
off
way.
a car,
Right.
of a police car, because
Mhm.
my hand just goes through. So
I like it. And unlike the police, I trust you to, not hurt your own damn Nana and neighbors mostly.
what was the name of the granddaughter?
Yeah, I'm getting ready to stick her in NPCs. Granddaughter, let's give her a first name. Her last name will be Brown. Even though she's a granddaughter, we're just going to use the same surname.
Philippa?
What did you say?
Philippa?
Philippa? I like that. That's cool. I'm going to put it in Blossom, folks.
I kind of push past this, fascist cop and Philippa, I didn't mean to. Are you okay? And I'm kind of like want to rush over, but at the same time, I realize that I'm a giant monster and I'm probably terrifying to the person who just got hurt by me, and I'm kind of like drawing up shorts.
Cool. Yeah. Hesitant.
Yeah.
She
Everything else is
shies.
just
There's a
background
moment.
noise
Yeah,
to
you
me.
come. We see her look, and it's one of those like wide eyes looks of sudden terror, and your shadow looms over her, like the coloring of it. You just the shadow swallows her up. You're a monster. You're so big. And your Nana says, "Blossom, honey, I got this. It's all right." And she tries to warn you away without making things worse. Yeah, I'm curious what's going on in the eye of the hurricane, but I wonder if this might be.
See what's happening behind me, because I'm just going to cause more problems here. Maybe I can be used just smashing something.
Maybe we'll see. Hearn, after you crush this guy's gun, he's gonna reach and use some like CQC and try to pull you into some kind of a headlock or something to secure you. What are you doing about that? He's strong.
That makes sense. Maxwell's beginning to worry about what the end game is here, because actually beating up the cops is bad. And will only make things worse, and will be breaking the law even if I am innocent of murder. At the same time, there's no way he can convince her to submit to being arrested. It is just not something he's going to be able to do. So I think he's got to get a little distance so he can talk to his team. So he's going to attempt to disengage and like pushing back this cop. The idea is to push back and jump back to where he can take a moment to speak to the team.
Okay, cool. So you're trying to find some way to de-escalate this, or Maxwell is trying to find some way to de-escalate this around Hearn's desire to justifiably defend himself.
Right.
Fascinating.
Because I'm not quite ready to like run off and leave everyone there. I don't know if I leave, if that'll make them okay or not. And I don't, so I'm not quite ready to just leave them.
It feels like the closest move we have is escape from peril.
Mhm.
But I understand you're concerned that like you may just leave this in their laps. But it's a messy situation. So
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So yeah, I think I'm going to, I guess it does sound like escape from peril.
All right. That is a confidence aligned move. Your confidence is 2. You're overconfident.
So I'll be
right now.
overconfident.
And you're rolling plus daring, which is also 2. So you're at max. You can roll a plus 4. You are a good escaper.
That's an 11.
Wow. On a hit, on a 10 plus, you make a clean getaway, but you're overconfident. So on a hit, also choose one of the following. You leave a calling card behind. You can't stay away from long. Something pulls you back in.
Ooh. All right, kind of going off the idea that I'm just trying to get distance so I can speak at my friends. I think it's going to be I can't stay away for long.
That feels really appropriate for what's going on. So how is it that Hearn escapes this mano-a-mano conflict with Officer Sanction?
I think his Sanction reaches in to grab him, Hearn, and he does grab hold of her, but Hearn kind of slips back and kind of pushes Sanction away a bit, and with this incredible super speed, sort of jumps back, scoots to the side, and looking at Obscuro probably would be the one, because Blossom is clearly in defense mode. We'll look at Obscuro, and they're after me. They have come for Hearn. You get our friends away.
Nice. Wait, who specifically are you commanding to get everyone away?
I'm
Me.
telling Obscuro.
Okay, Obscuro. Cool.
It always sounds like commanding, but that's Hearn requesting.
Pass the salt.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's a good take on the situation. Do I have to do something because that? Yeah, I've called my dad. Because I didn't avoid the cops blows.
Oh, that's a good question. And there's no like I could just throw a harm at you so that we can move past. So I think you're gonna have to weather a blow.
Okay.
Yeah. So roll the absolute value of trust or confidence, whichever is furthest from 0, which means you're rolling plus 2.
Yeah, great. It's a 13. Wow. Yeah.
Okay. On a 10 plus, choose one of the following: remove yourself from the situation, flee, pass out, etc. Lose control of yourself or your powers in a terrible way, or 2 options from the 7 to 9 list.
I think I will choose the 2 options that a foe gains an opportunity, because maybe there is another cop I didn't see, and you can shift one of my tracks.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to shift your trust down by 1.
Yeah, of course,
And
that makes sense in this situation.
Yeah, it
Because I
does.
mean, come on, we're fighting cops, and somebody's taking a video, and Blossom just punched the person. No, she didn't punch her, but yeah, I feel that is not but on the other hand, Hearn just told me that, and I will look at him and I say, "You gotta be okay, right?"
Hearn will be fine.
Okay. Yeah, meet up later. I forgot to do the voice last time. I'll get the others to leave.
Okay. So your plan is to get everyone to leave. And so just stepping out of character, the idea of like a long, I'm sorry, go ahead, Sabine.
Just wondering if I know which one of the RoboCops is Shinnok. Did I see you change?
Sure. you either did, or like you're the most magically attuned, and you know that if I asked you for what I asked you for, I was
Mhm.
probably going to do something like this.
Mhm,
So I think that it's perfectly acceptable
mhm.
for
Okay.
you to know exactly which one of the cyborg cops is Theo.
I agree.
Okay, cool.
And you might have seen the Blossom
Yeah.
shove that went just through
Mhm.
Mm,
instead of
mm.
coming.
Yeah, but Blossom and that we got to get Blossom and Nana out, because I think Shana can get herself out. She's not a problem right now. Blossom is.
Mm-mm.
So I need to get over to Blossom and basically tell her to grab Nana, and we need to get out of here. Blossom, we need to get out of here. Hearn's gone. We need to go.
I'll take care of Miss Abibi.
That's someone we know.
Scooby Dooby Doo Wah, by the way.
Yeah.
Wink.
Moment
Sort
confusion,
of have like this.
and then just like
And like-
what?
And like a little bit of like there's a little bit of an image of Theo in the mirror face.
Yeah. And then a kind of like a little bit of relief and like just just as Blossom's kind of managing to catch up. And
Please
then,
don't punch me.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Moment resistance to leave, and then just and I look to Oscuro and like just nod up to the kind of sky and like hold a hand.
Oscar looks back at his bus, like with a sort of regret, but yeah, well, yeah, I'm coming.
Yeah. There's a crack in the ground as a shadow disappears into the yeah.
Mhm.
Nice.
And I'll negotiate as best I can to like get the young woman who's been hurt like
Mhm.
out of the street to something safe with Miss Abibi, and also negotiate with Nana that, hey, so once this girl is fine, I don't think you should stay at your own place tonight. I can take you somewhere.
Does it feel fair to ask for a safeguard here? Or do you feel like that's adding too much risk to an already semi-solved situation? What do you think?
If we want to move on from this scene, I would say
We'll
that
just
it's a
move on.
bad idea.
Cool. Then let's move on from the scene. You have your quick conversation with Philippa Brown, and Nana is amenable to not staying there for the evening. I am going to call for our mid-game bio break here. So we will take a break at this point. We come back from the little page full of ads, not about x-ray specs, but just various things, maybe power boost creatine powder or something. And then the next page, we see Hearn facing off with Officer Sanction. Maybe the backgrounds are a little bit muted. Perhaps we're in the same neighborhood. Perhaps we've gone another neighborhood away. There are, of course, people watching curiously. Hearn, Officer Sanction looks at you and he says, Hearn the Hunter, you must understand. You are accused of a crime. I have to take you in.
Hearn has not committed this crime, and your mistake will be made evident to you very soon. And I'm going to launch up into the air and run away.
Escape from peril. I love it.
All right. So I do get to roll +4.
Goodness, you are such a good escaper.
But I am overconfident.
You
That's
are.
14.
Oh my goodness, these dice. 10 plus, you make a clean getaway. Evidently, Officer Sanction can't fly.
But I leave a calling card behind on top of anything you may leave behind, as chosen by the MC.
Yeah, I think that I think someone was, I said people were watching, right? So it gets out. It gets out on the socials, like Officer Sanction accused you of murder. You said it's not true, and then oof, flew away. Awesome. Awesome. We cut to Blossom, Oscuro, and Shinnok. Where is it that the three of you, once you absconded, where do you end up? Are you back at someone else's house? Are you at some place hidden away? Where are you? I'll ask Oscuro.
I think we can go to the place where the thing is, the fight studio thing, and we can meet at the rooftop because that's where the penthouse is, and we can end up there. I think I'll direct Blossom there, and I text Theo the address.
Cool. So the three of you are coming together. The Oscuro and Blossom, you've just arrived. Is this a Blossom carrying Oscuro thing? And Hulk leaping over, and then Shinnok just shows up.
I would insist that I'm kind of on her shoulder and she's not carrying me like I'm not a princess.
Oh, come on. That'd be so adorable.
There's lots of handholds on.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It's
Just grab a root.
Yeah.
Blossom's a lot easier to hitch a ride with than other superheroes. See, there are upsides.
They're not love handles. Shut up.
Like
that means something
tendrils.
different.
They're friend handles.
I'm writing that down.
I feel that they may grow out of her just for convenience's sake. Like
yeah,
I know she doesn't control it, and maybe, but her body thinks, yeah, this person's on me. He needs handles.
Yep.
Okay. So the moon is high in the sky over the roof of the fight clubby area. You're up on the roof. All three of you meet up again. And you can come into the scene whenever you want because you can fly and you got away from them. Ooh, in the financial district. So yeah, that means that this is after 5 o'clock. All of the important folks are either at bars or if they've gone out.
It's a bit derelict anyway. So
DED dead.
Yeah. And I think Nana,
yeah.
I don't want to backtrack too much, but Nana definitely wants to make sure that Philippa Brown gets to the hospital. And then she'd go to Shinnok's.
I'll have her dropped off at the hospital to keep an eye on Philippa for a bit during visiting hours.
Okay, cool.
So I think that's what's out. That's Nana's vibe. You know, she needs somebody to care for right now. Yeah.
And she needs to make sure that this girl doesn't hate Blossom for forever. That's her number one motivation right now. Okay. So the three of you meet up after having escaped from the ACPD.
I'm pacing. She's gonna hate me forever now. I mean, I basically threw a car at her.
It was an accident.
There's always an accident.
You don't know what's going to happen, but it did happen. Catastrophizing won't help. All you can do right now is ready yourself and see what you can do soon to try to make it right.
Grapes and flowers, everything is solved.
If she likes flowers, that doesn't seem like a terrible plan.
Oh, by the way, are we on the roof or are we?
Yeah, we're on the roof. We're on the roof.
Yeah.
The penthouse is dark in the background, but I feel that there is a big terrace or something.
And now I'm definitely in the Shinnok getup.
Yeah.
And I know that this is your penthouse.
I would have sent maybe the text just to the group chat, so you could just check your phone. Come up there. You probably don't know that this is my penthouse yet, but well.
Sorry, My brain needs a 2-pager now where Maxwell teaches Hearn how to use his phone.
Mhm. Yes, absolutely.
Why can't we not go with cricket? It seems simpler.
So this little square signifies messages from our friends. And this one, in this one, the phone fills with a tiny man, and all that he does is run until he falls. Interesting. Sorry, I hate to be distracted, but I had to get that out.
Funny.
Then I think that there's like the sound of the door access to the roof opening as Maxwell comes out. I would have probably flown to a spot where I could get in and then come walking up.
Yeah. You can go. Yeah. Hey, are you doing all right, Maxwell?
Yes, there was a bit of an escape that Hearn was fortunately able to make, and
Yeah, I thought he would be able to just fly away.
yes, that was unpleasant. Is everyone all right, Blossom, your grandmother?
She's okay.
I'll move over and kind of reach up to take your hand. Good. I'm very glad.
Maxwell, I didn't mean it.
I know what you meant, Blossom. It's all right. I'm not angry. I'm more disappointed. No. You were emotional. Your family was in danger.
And I betray
Testing your
you,
brain.
and I betray her, her neighbor.
You didn't know. And I have a feeling that things were going to go badly regardless.
Is Hearn okay?
And is as fine as Hearn can be. He is raging at mortal authorities, but there's going to have to be some explaining, and a certain young lady is hopefully going to have to step up to this. The one who's truly responsible. If not, then
She was not responsible. I mean, they put Nana in handcuffs.
but she is the one who killed that man.
Yeah, but that doesn't excuse what the cops did.
No, it doesn't.
So the escalation is on the cops, not on this girl or not on Blossom. Just to be clear here.
Of course.
Your grandmother, did they press any sort of charges?
I didn't have a chance to ask.
Hmm.
They probably were just bringing her in for questioning, but
Elderly woman in handcuffs.
That's how they do it.
Hmm.
Especially if she is your grandmother and you have powers, and so they might think that by association. And cops are very scared of people with powers.
We might need to find legal representation for her.
we might need to find legal representation for you.
Yes, I suppose so. No matter what, Heron has violated the law.
Yeah, I think most of us did. And that's seen down there because hitting cops is not allowed, I guess.
And
Oh, yeah.
Blossom,
Impersonating them also not allowed.
were they aware, Sherlock? Did you get away clean?
I think so.
That may go in our favor some. At least your voice should be untainted.
Yeah. I can only hope.
Whereas those three.
Hmm.
Oh,
But they have they have at least 3 of those bruisers.
I can't live with Nana anymore.
At least
No.
till things are cleaned up.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
can
but
put up your
some-
Nana. I don't have room for both of you.
You're welcome to stay here if you want. It's kind of my place.
Oh,
Is all
this
your
is
place?
your place.
Yeah,
I thought it was just that no offense, but I just assumed you had a mattress in the corner of that gym.
I do.
The-
now I have a penthouse. I mean, I guess got money.
Well,
I mean, it makes sense, but
that will make procuring legal assistance a bit more reasonable.
Yeah, but people don't know that Oscuro and the guy who lives over there is the same person. And I'd like to keep it that way. And Shanak, since Blossom recognized me and since I've told Maxwell here, my name is Miguel Morales. I live here. I'm the guy who played guitar for Magma back when the incident happened. So just so you know, because it feels unfair if I don't tell you.
Thank you for letting me know. Magma.
Mhm.
Damn. They were
Hmm.
really cool.
Thank you. Yeah, we were.
I admit I would also prefer that Hearn and I's relationship not become public knowledge.
Yeah.
If you
I
actually
mean-
got taken in, how long could you stay as Herm?
I could. Hearn could stay in control for ever. The problem would be the
Herm would be in
longer.
control forever.
Yes.
Sorry, Herm. That didn't-
Yes.
you both.
It
Well-
would slide the scale considerably the longer that Hearn was dominant.
I know there's any consolation that once Maxwell's gone, Aaron will have to find a new anchor, I guess, in this world. I know it's not a consolation, but
Oh, I would still be there, locked away
Mm.
in Hearn's head. No, I am not insulting you, Bellind. I am just saying what the facts are. Sorry.
It's all right.
Yeah.
While we like Hearn, we also like Maxwell. We want both of you.
I would prefer there be some equanimity.
I know that this probably doesn't solve the secret identity distance problem, but my dad is a lawyer.
Oh, well, that could be convenient. Criminal.
Yeah, actually. However, even if he doesn't want to take this case on, he could point us to somebody who's reliable. Criminal
Very good.
lawyers talk with other criminal lawyers.
That would be most helpful.
Cool. I'll Check's watch. Call him in the morning. He's an extremely healthy guy, so he's going to bed in like 45 minutes.
I'm going to, if you'll excuse me just a moment, make sure that my young friend is aware of what's happened. And I will take my phone off to the side, Rich, and send a text to Tony, I believe. And I'm sure this is all over the news that you said there were cameras and such.
Oh, yes.
And merely label it, there was an incident.
And she has not received a text from Hearn to this point, correct?
Correct. And this is that burner phone, Hearn phone, the flip phone of Hearn.
Super cricket. I like it. Okay, cool. She is. You see 12 texts back in the space of a few breaths, which are OMG, are you okay? I saw what happened. What should I do?
I'll look over to Shinnok. Do you think it would be possible to arrange for someone to represent her? I should be able to foot that bill.
Understood. Yeah.
I will write back. Hearn is fine. You will be contacted by legal representation tomorrow. You should discuss with them your best course of action.
And I'm sighing and calling my dad right now before his bedtime.
Awesome. I kind of want to see this scene because I want to see how you relate with your dad. So I think it's hey kiddo, what's going on? I was about to bed down.
Hey Pop, I know, I'm sorry.
It's okay, but it's obviously you need something. What's going on? What's gone wrong?
Yep, you know it. One of Shinnok's friends has hit some legal trouble and needs representation.
So this isn't a Rory thing. Good.
This is not a Rory thing. No. I bailed Rory out myself. I mean, it sucks, but I don't need help for that. Not that I've ever done that.
Mm-hmm. She
Except that one
tests
time.
too much. Yeah, there we go. All right. What do you need from me? You go downtown right now? What's the situation?
Nothing right now. What time do you have available in the morning to meet with somebody? If you give me a time slot and a location, I will put that person in the location for you.
Hold on a second. And you hear like a little bit of fumbling, and then, all right, I've got you on speaker, honey.
Okay.
All right, let me send you an invite. I can free up. I've got a consultation, but I'll bump that 10 o'clock tomorrow. I hope that's not too late.
We'll find out.
Okay, I've got some European stuff going on at 5, so that's the only reason I can't go until that late.
Okay. Yeah, honestly, this sounds great. Thank you so much, Dad. Hopefully this doesn't become huge, but it's rough. I'll put together an email for you, just brief you.
Okay.
But I don't want to keep you up explaining everything. I'll just do that for you, even though I need to sleep.
I can probably figure most of this out on my own. If you need some sleep, get your sleep. I'll take care of things.
I'll at least send you the Cliff's Notes.
Okay. Can't stay up too late.
I won't. Probably. All right. Well, thanks so much. Love you, Dad.
Love you too,
You know,
kiddo.
tell Mom I say hello. I love her.
Of course.
Thank you. All right.
All right.
Good night.
Good night.
All right. She's got a 10 o'clock.
I will let her know, and we'll send the text off.
It helps that my dad knows about Shinnok.
Oh.
Because it's his. Yeah, his sister was the previous Shinnok. So
Oh, that's right. It is a family tradition.
mhm.
That must be a great deal of comfort to have a support system within your family.
Yeah, actually, it's nice. I love it.
Ah.
I really respect everybody who has to go it alone. It gets a little awkward sometimes, but it's good. It's nice. I'm not going to whine about how my family loves me and occasionally wishes that I did better as Shinnok or had more time to be myself.
It is quite difficult maintaining a dual identity, which most of us do to some degree or another. But I'll kind of reach over and pat Blossom, but having your family know and care must be a tremendous comfort.
Is some comforting and supporting going on around here. I feel like we've dipped our toe into this a couple times.
Yeah.
I feel like Maxwell is comforting and supporting Blossom pretty dang good here.
Yeah, I agree too.
Right. Let's see, where is that? Is that a B move?
It is a B-side move on row 14. Offer support. When you
There we
offer
go.
support or comfort to someone, roll with humanity.
Take that up. I do this a lot, but I got a 9.
Nice. On a hit, they choose one. Do you see the options, Alex?
Yeah, I'm just lost the spot where the move is. It's not. It's in B move, isn't it? No.
It's a big
Big
part.
moves.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's why I was. Yeah. Okay, I think I will. I've already. I think I'm already a touchstone. I think that's already set up. So
I'm not.
marking it.
You're not a touchstone to me.
Okay then. That is the option I'm going with then.
Remember that if you have somebody as a touchstone and you would get them at a touchstone again, you gain a team.
I did see that very helpfully included in the.
I'm out of spots for touchstones.
Oh, you're so stony touched.
I am.
Bam! There's more.
Oh, you're a miracle worker.
That's what happens when I hide rows. Magic. Okay.
By the way, if they open up to you, they can shift your track, one of their tracks. Is that a and, or is that a one of the 3 options? I wasn't clear.
That's
the
one,
option
it appears to be one
itself
of the 3.
has the requirement. Yeah, it's one of the 3.
Yeah, okay. I'll stick with what I got. I think I kind of react with this like head bow down slightly and just like, I may not make. If tonight went better, you would have been the reason. I ignored what you were saying and I headed straight in and
I'll simply move up and give you a hug.
big heavy arm around your shoulder as well. I'm glad you're part of the team.
Thank you, Blossom.
This
Are you,
moment.
are you supporting back?
I think I am. Roll plus humanity, and it's not a. It's not a.
It's not a track
track
aligned
aligned,
move.
Oh. Do I want to include this here? Because I do have a move.
Oh, do you?
I mean, did I?
Oh, you could roll with power instead of humanity. Get another +1 on it. You should do it. You should do it. What are you envy about, Hearn?
Yeah.
Or Maxwell.
Or Maxwell. Sorry. That was my brain was
Yeah.
thinking Hearn and Maxwell together.
I just wish I could. You know what? I try to go into situations and do good and be calm and just help people. And in the heat of the moment, it's really hard to see. But you were there saying what should have been done, what we could have done, but. Roll +1. I got 11.
Woo!
Ooh, that affects your team. It sure does, Dare. Okay. So Hearn / Maxwell, you may choose one of those options, and then you can give them +1 team or shift one of your own tracks.
Okay. I think I'll give well, doesn't matter either way. I'll give you as a touch, or give me as a touchstone. And it is me that can either give them a team or shift one of their tracks.
Oh, that's a good question. The pronouns always throw me off. So I think the roller can give Maxwell Hearn one team, or the roller can shift one of their own tracks.
Correct.
Right? Yes. Okay.
Yep.
So that's you.
Right. So Alex makes that choice.
I make the choice of what to switch on Maxwell's tracks.
No, I
No.
think Alex will choose.
You
to
shift
either-
one of your tracks.
I
If you
shift one of
cut-
my tracks.
cut the 1+1 team clause out, and that's how the sentence
Yeah.
reads.
Yeah. I think basically my brain's decided it no longer can understand the sentence and just doesn't try. I apologize.
Yes,
My brain
I
just
want to go through
locks
this
up slightly.
entire, like not entire, but there are a number of these moves where I want to change the pronouns to roller and other teammate just because my brain has trouble with it.
Yeah, no, feedback heard. We'll see.
I think I'm gonna.
I also am really bad with pronouns. So I am not a normal case.
I'm gonna move my
Diagramming the sentence.
I'm moving my confidence to 0
Okay.
because of those.
Okay. Good. So sorry that broke the moment. This is probably the last scene of the game. Do we have any more conversation that folks want to?
I think
Have.
Theo might approach Oscuro while Maxwell and Blossom are having their moment and just go, hey, I know this is probably going to flare up and stay hot for a while. I might be
Yeah.
the least constrained person on the team after Blue Orchid.
Yeah.
Although he's got high school, so maybe I'm back in the top running. So is there anything I can do to help you right now?
Me, no, I'm fine.
Okay.
I mean, I need to bandage up a little,
Mhm.
but I mean,
Yeah.
getting punched around by a giant robot and by a police officer, not fun. But
You maybe need a break. Yeah.
no, I don't need a break. I got to punch a Nazi cop today.
That is pretty great. All I did today was stand around on a cement floor in a 100-pound costume.
Okay, no, that doesn't sound fun. I'm sorry. I got nothing.
It's okay. The
Oh.
pay is good, weirdly
Okay.
enough.
Okay.
But yeah,
Okay.
I can keep housing Nana for, well, the decision is hers. If she wants to go, that's it. But for a while, I can sleep on my own couch for weeks. It's fine.
Look, there are housing projects in the city, social housing projects for people who have.
She owns a house.
I know, but she can't go there right now. She
Well,
shouldn't go there.
She shouldn't go there until,
We can hide her in the system for a while. You
yeah.
know, I know people.
Okay.
As I said, I have a fair bit of money, and I invest in projects like that. That's what I do with it.
Good.
Hmm.
Good.
I mean, I don't like capitalism, but you know,
When you benefit, you benefit.
eh,
That's what it
Yeah.
is.
yeah, I wanted to give it all away, but my lawyer said that would be a bad move. I should keep it and invest in good stuff. So I'm doing that.
Sure. That sounds like a lawyer. I would know.
Well, they're just tax guys and investment guys and
well.
stuff like that. They're not criminal lawyers.
Yeah, they do get different.
Yeah, I mean, my
Same
lawyer
shape,
doesn't-
different stripes.
I don't know. I think my lawyer hates me, but it's fine. Oh, she just thinks I'm a entitled twat.
That's actually great for you, though, isn't it? I mean, from a double life perspective, unless you're sweet on her, is she like pretty?
She is pretty, but I'm not sweet on her.
Okay.
No,
I'll stop teasing.
no, thank you.
All right.
So-
Well, you know my number, so
I know your number, and I would like to see you in that costume. If that's the thing.
well, I'm not going to give any to you. But maybe if you searched hashtag Swiper on Twitter, you'd see something.
I can do that.
Okay. Are you doing it right now?
No, I'm not. I'm
Okay.
I'm continuing to play the guitar, but Swiper is from Dora the Explorer, right? So maybe I'm playing the title music of that show. Just you know.
Oh, I thought I'd escaped. I thought it was
Sorry.
free.
Sorry, I can't stop.
That's okay.
I will accompany you if you do that.
Blossom does look up and like,
It's like
"That from Dora
it's
the
like
Explorer?"
Pavlovian. And I'm just singing the theme song after a
Mm.
few minutes. And weirdly enough, Theo has an excellent singing voice. It's
Cool.
like truly professional, choir grade, very good.
Wow. And I will tell you, wow, you've got a good voice, you know that?
Oh, thanks.
Oh, for
Super
real.
skills.
I was this good at singing before I became a superhero. I gotta let you all know.
It's fine.
That's what
Cool.
that's what 8 years of choir will do.
Nice.
So does that feel like a good place to bring the session to rest?
Yeah.
Can I coda real quick?
Yeah.
I think the idea here is we're all splitting out. I think we see Maxwell heading up the stairs into his little townhouse, and we see Mrs. Coswell probably in like her little robe and nightshirt, sitting at the TV watching as all of this is going on, and she sort of looks up, just, oh my goodness, Maxwell, have you seen this? As Maxwell comes in and sits down, actually gets a drink and sits down. He says, Mrs. Coswell, there's something I need to tell you. And I think that's where we'll.
That's good. Thank you for granting that wish. I was just frantically looking through wishes and I was like, oh crap, we didn't do Coswell, but you did it. Yay.
And
Thank
I
you,
will
Tyler.
unmark her and pick up my XP.
Good call. Excellent. Sweet. Let's roll to our post-session stuff, which is in the B plot moves starting at row 69. At the end of the session, take a moment to reflect on how the events of the game went and what big changes happened or seem to be on their way. And then you're going to choose a teammate and ask them one of the following questions, which are in the list. So let's start from the right-hand side of the character keeper, heading towards the left. Shinnok, choose a teammate. Ask them a question.
All right. Goodness. Hmm. Hmm.
Do you want me to skip you and circle back?
No. I think I'm gonna
Okay.
ask Oscuro, how did I affect you this session?
I think, yeah, I mean, talking to you, having a personal conversation, that was, felt like, yeah, I didn't know Schnack very well before that, and the talk we had at the end, that was like just basic conversation between just people,
Mm-hmm.
that was fine. I feel that I had to have a better idea on how Theo is now, and also she can sing really well, and I appreciate people who can do music, right? That's just basically, yeah.
You can't help it. It's just
I
it's
can't
just your
help
natural.
it. It's just my nature.
Right.
You sing at me, you sing well. I'm your fan eternally. Even though you pretended to be a cop, but you pretended to be a cop, which is also very cool. So yeah, I think I will raise your confidence by one. So
Oh my. Okay.
yeah. So you get to be a bit overconfident. I'd love to see that.
All right. Oh man, pride comes before a fall. I'm in for it.
Oh, so good.
Oh, I'm going to roll very bad weather of blows.
All right. Then let's move from the right-hand side. One step to the left. Tyler, for Hearn.
I'm going to go with the person that asked to see Hearn. Blossom, how did Hearn affect you this session?
You had Hearn had blossomed back like straight away with no compunction, and there was also not a moment of blame from Hearn. Like, even though Blossom basically led him into a trap unwittingly, there was no accusation or even just casual demeanor change towards Blossom, and it's kind of made it's made Blossom kind of look a bit at Hearn a bit differently, and not see him as the Maxwell's problem that he deals with, and more of a one other person in the team. Yeah.
Nice. But you shifted.
I'm gonna shift. I just need to look at what you've got. I mean, does trust count within the team, or is that's more outward facing out of the team, isn't it?
I think the team is part of trust, but often it is more often outside of it's the world.
Trust is kind of, it's important that it's external to the character more than it's external to the team, if that makes sense.
Thank you, person who designed the game, who I should have let answer that question.
I'm glad that you hit it first, though. You're the GM. It's your job.
It's going to be +1 to one of them. I
don't think it can be the confidence, can it?
Well, it rolls it over, I think, doesn't it? We've not rolled over something before. Yeah, I don't think so. I'm going to roll over your confidence.
Ooh, what even?
What
goes on?
Things.
What happens?
Things happen.
All right. Basic moves. Let's see here. When
you're at -2 or +2 on a track, and something would push you to -3 or +3. Instead, the MC makes a hard move, and then your track resets to 0. Note to self: hard move at beginning.
then the MC gets to ask you how you've rebalanced yourself or how you plan to, and you will take either 1 XP or 1 T.
Interesting.
I'm gonna highlight that in
sticks the
yellow.
knife in.
I'm going to go ahead and shift to 0, and you've noted that all that needs to happen next time, right?
I have, and hopefully I'll remember what my note means. Cool. Thank you for that. And also, while we're talking reminders, feature me. We need to kick off with Hearn's start a session, always away, move next session too. Alex, you are next. Choose a teammate, ask a question.
Yeah, it's kind of a repeat of last session, but I want to see if there's Blossom needs to know if there's a change. So yeah, it's Tyler. Do you want a specific who I'm aiming at? I think it would be Maxwell. It would be Maxwell. But...
Okay. Affected you?
Yes.
Or how you affected Maxwell?
Yeah, that way around, yeah. How I affected Maxwell.
I think it's sort of reinforced for Maxwell that he's dealing with some hot-headed people, especially when Sanach is not there. And he really needs to take care of Blossom. I think it has reinforced that sort of father-like figure idea he has, whether justified or not, that Blossom needs him. And I'm going to shift. Confidence up by 1. Sort of the idea that we had this getting together afterwards. Maybe it has increased Blossom's realization of the team all there to support her.
Nice. Okay, you guys all done with that? And last but not least, Miguel, aka Oscuro.
I will throw my question back at Shanak, and I will ask you, how do you think I affected the team this session?
I think that it could be easy for a lot of people, either inside or especially outside of the team, to miss how reliable you can be, actually. But but very simply and quietly, like certain things were needed by team members and you were just sort of there being like, yep, got it. And so, yeah, I think that despite how socially unavailable Oscuro can be, and how quickly and easily and naturally and on purpose he fades into the background, like the team really does.
It's in the name.
In the name,
Yeah, I mean,
It's-
Oscuro.
it's the point.
Yeah.
It's the thing I'm supposed to do. But despite that, like, you're a valuable part of the team, and the team would be deeply diminished without Oscuro. Right? Despite being an ex-rock star, you're like, you don't see me by. But yeah, no, it was very cool to just sort of see that quiet solidity coming from our extremely anxious ex-rock star.
I totally get it. It's the person who, when they're on stage, they're a very, very different person.
Mhm.
You can see the angsty rock star, ex-rock star in the music that he plays.
Yep. Yeah. Oh yeah. I've definitely heard more than your singles, because I feel like Theo is a little bit more musically literate than just the top 40 chart.
I mean, they were in the top 40 chart, so.
So I'm
All
gonna
right.
bump your confidence up 1.
Thank you.
Cool. I like it. Good. Let's knock out some wishes and stars. We'll start with wishes so we can end with stars. Who'd like to go first with wishes?
Yeah, I have a wish. I would like to finish a story arc, just because we haven't done that yet. I mean, we have, but not with this.
Mechanically, you're absolutely right. And I even pointed that out last week, that is a problem I have. So yes, we must complete a story arc. I think we have the Americops.
Mhm.
Yeah, that thing. And
Hunting,
we need to bring
And things are like rolling along with each other, which is good and feels good, but like
mechanically it gets hard to say one is
Mechanically,
done. So yeah, I'm gonna try to focus on at some point and think of ways that we can bring at least one of them.
I mean, if it's possible, if not, because we all
No, I think it's a great
deep in
wish.
our B moves. So that I also would like to see some B plot moves, if that is possible, which contradicts the first wish of it. So well, yeah,
not really though.
Well,
I don't think it's a contradiction. I think the B plot moves don't get in the way of ending particular story threads.
yeah. And then I want to show around, blossom around my place. Well, it's not a lot to show around, but I want to do that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Who'd like to go next in wishes?
I wish for an advance. I want my last XP.
Oh,
Gonna make this easy.
That dice room has been so good for this weekend. I've ran another
dang,
game and we
doesn't
used the
want me to
dice
have
room
XP.
and we had the same thing. Like everybody was rolling 6s and 5s and stuff like that. It's crazy.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else, Jen? Nope. You good? All right. Alex or Tyler? Wishes?
Okay, I have a couple, and there are fairly briefy things. I wouldn't mind seeing Mrs. Coswell's reaction, having a scene with her. I wanted to hit it at the end because I thought it made a nice coda, but I'd like to see them interact. I want to see. I want to have a see Tony dealing with the lawyer, being there kind of as, you know, maybe a concerned friend of hers, have Maxwell there to give her some support, sort of thing.
Ooh, nice. Oh, I like that.
I think was we going to say another one? Okay. I think I want a scene with Nana. I want to meet up with that, and that feels like natural consequences of this session anyway. I also ditto. I want to try out some of these B plot moves, like even if it's maybe deciding how to get to that move and then acting accordingly, just to try these out a bit.
Yep. As row 12 lays out, like there's not some unbreakable wall between basic and downtime moves. Or, ooh, that downtime, that is a relic from a previous draft. There's not an unbreakable wall between basic and B plot moves, because like when you say downtime, mechanically, people really lay down that wall, and it's like, oh well, it's a downtime move, so it only happens in bookkeeping and there's no role playing, and you don't mix them with each other. It's like you do, it's just a different kind of active scene, right, where you're engaging in sort of this, it's zoomed out a little bit but not 10,000 feet, if that makes sense.
And I'm going to cap off with this one last one, which is another basically a ditto, which is, yes, I really want some scenes with Oscuro and the penthouse and Blossom, and just some chats, because there's a few subjects that I think Blossom really wants to bring up, and ways our characters intersect in interesting ways.
Cool. Thank you, Alex. You went last with wishes, so you get to go first with stars.
Okay. Yes, that I think actually, Rich, you actually you put it in the chat, a phrase that I know what you meant, Blossom, which had so much meaning. Or could be, if Blossom wants to interpret that in whatever way her mind wants, that can be so devastating, and for how Blossom could hear it, and so nice and loving from how it might have been meant. I think that phrase felt slightly like Maxwell just taking that dagger out of his heart and passing it right back into Blossom. Which made even better by the fact that it could be interpreted as being a loving comment. But it can also carry so much weight. I really enjoyed just like the kind of, there was so much escalation and tension with the action stuff, but also just that kind of, I really like the very quiet aftermath in the penthouse, just the little conversations and just comforting. There was a little bit of levity, but it's quite subdued, and I like that.
Nice. Tyler, did you have any stars?
Oh, absolutely. This was Rich an intense situation. It was, all sorts of high stakes. So it was really enjoyable, that whole standoff and dealing with. I thought that was super cool. I really liked that as a team, we were still trying to be heroes. We didn't just unload on a bunch of cops. We were trying to get our the things we wanted done without resorting to just massive violence. And I thought that was good. I think that says something about the team. I thought that when we all came together afterwards, it was so good to see how we take care of each other. Each of us stepping up with different things that aren't the hero, but stepping up as people to, I can help you get a lawyer. I'm here to comfort you when you need it. You can stay with me. All of these things that were very real people things. That was super nice as a team. Besides, we're tactically doing speedball specials and all these sort of things. I thought that was really nice to see what the team is.
Well said. Thank you, Tyler. I also appreciated that. Jen, do you have any stars?
Well, since nobody else picked it up, Officer Sanction, great name.
Thank you.
Super good. Yeah, I love stars to the real tension of the situation. I enjoy seeing this consequence finally landing from something that happened in session 1 or 2. So that's feeling really satisfying. I enjoyed the opportunity to bring in my lawyer dad, which, boy, yeah, choosing to be a lawyer when you're in a family with the kind of background that mine has, that's fascinating, actually. I did not think through the implications of that, but it's fun. Other stars, right? Some foresight. Yeah, I mean, he's a smart man. Theo has led the youth of, both of my parents are smart, and I can't. You had to go the extra mile to get up to shit, which is perhaps a negative, but maybe is also a positive. Other nice stars that I want to throw out. I mean, boy, the dramatic connections with Blossom and Hearn and Nana and her neighbors, all of these things, it felt very real. It felt very compelling. So it was a good session. Look forward to continuing this next week.
Thank you, Jen. Last but not least, Sabine, any stars left?
Yeah, some of them start. I will maybe repeat a few.
Sorry for stealing the officer thing.
It's fine. It was a good. It was the thing that deserved a star. Yeah, stars to all of you. It was a fun session. We had a lot of tension there, and I like the complications that we had and the solutions we came up with for these complications. So that was fun, and then retreating at the right moment, that was also fun when we had saved the damsel in distress, even though the damsel was 70 years old. It's fine. So in stars for Nana being herself and rushing off to help the girl that her granddaughter had hurt. That was a nice touch. That was a really nice touch, that she wouldn't just get herself to safety, that she was just, no, I need to help this person. There's some hero blood in this family. And also star to Shanak for coming up to Oscuro and rescuing him from being sad about everybody talking about how awesome their families are. So yeah, that was very nice. Yeah. And the other stars, I will echo them, all of them. They were all valid.
That's the rough part about going last to stars. There's so many taken. I want to star the term friend handles that amused me to no end. That really made me laugh.
Good.
And I'm real happy that we have the across the street neighbors from Nana and Blossom, the place that Blossom will never go back to again. And yeah, that tickled me. This was a fun session. Thank you all for not being the let's just go beat on cops, because there you go. It's like there was thought, and that really felt better to me than the just they started it, let's fight to the end. I like that you guys escaped, that you look for ways to protect people. It was nice. It was nice. I realized I was dancing on some really interesting but challenging territory, but I trusted you all to be thoughtful in the ways that your characters react, because I definitely didn't want to go into like a straight up vigilante kind of game, so that was fun. And yes, that's right, Flamingo. I almost had Flamingo text back to ask if Miguel was okay, but I don't think that he's would have been aware of the whole Hearn fight and the connection. So yeah, you did miss that one. Good. All right. Well, we'll bring
So if I
this.
had time, so
Do what?
I didn't have time. And then
know,
I
it was
forgot
pretty
when everybody
hectic.
was sitting on my rooftop, so it's fine.
Hard to do that when you're sitting on rooftops having heartfelt conversations. I
Yeah,
understand.
right.
All right. Well, we will hopefully end one of our mini story arcs next week. We'll see. I'll do my best, friends. You'll help. I know we'll work through it. And we'll bring this session to a close. Thanks, everybody.